Today's video, we're going to talk about Google Ad account age, how the age of your account will directly affect the performance of your ads, how much ROI that you're getting. Yes, this actually does matter way more than what the typical person thinks. You could have a brand new account with the ads that you have had that are generating millions of dollars in one account. You transfer those to a brand new account that's never had a single dollar of ad spend in it already. It'll take months for your ads to start working decently well. I'm going to explain why that is and what you could basically do to kind of mitigate that, if you will. But for the most part, you're always going to have some ramp up time with a brand new account and new ads and an account that's at least had some spend, had some good history in it, i.e. you've been consistently spending and the ads have not been producing that bad of results. You'll get results way quicker with those new ads in the account that's had some history than a brand new account, which is the bottom line kind of fact with how it is and what I'm going to explain in this video today for you. So with that said, I'll get directly into the content here. I run an advertising firm that takes no fees from clients up front. This isn't a pitch to sell you on our services. We have enough clients here. I don't need to beg you guys to work with us. But with that said, what we'll have is, so just to explain how it works, if you have results, you know, like let's say you just plateaued your results, you can't get any more results or whatnot, you come to us, I'll look at your stuff, I'll tell you how much more results I can get you. We'll estimate how much more results we got to get you before it's worth it to pay our agency fees, and then we'll typically give you those results up front as a teaser without charging any fees, with you understanding that once I do that for you, or once we do that for you, you'll pay us at least the next 12 months at our normal rates, so on and so forth. So that might be, you know, we've got to increase your results 25%, 50, 100% based upon where they're at right now on the current ad spend that you have or whatever. But this is the basic general premise of guaranteed PPC and what we actually do guarantee, when we can guarantee it, and it's clear we can get you results, okay? What I'll typically, and have had in the past a lot more, it seems less nowadays, what we'll have is clients, because when I say less nowadays, because we have enough of a profile as an agency that people just basically trust. If you search Google Guarantee PPC, you find this channel, you find my work on Entrepreneur, it's not a question if I'm going to massively break your account. But back in the day when I was first starting, I'd offer that guarantee, and then people would say, okay, can I start up a Google Ads account on the side, and you do what you were going to do for me in my current Google Ads account over there, and I'll see if that works there, and if it works, I'll let you work on my main account. And the reality is, the new account with no history on it is going to take way longer to get the same exact results with the same exact strategy applied to it than I would do on the primary account, to the point enough where I won't even work with the client. That we don't need clients right now. That's the main reason. But if I did want to do it, it would take 3 times more work basically to get the same results that we have to promise that client up front, having to do it all in a brand new account for that client to so-called mitigate their risks, than doing it in their primary account, which they would ask that because they want to minimize risk, but they also want to work with the current ad agency while they see what I can do for them will work better before they kick their ad agency out, and I can understand that. But today I just say, hey, if you don't hate your ad agency enough for me to come in there and give you the results and promise that you have to get so much results before we get paid, and are willing to do that, then wait till your ad agency pisses you off enough to where we can go and do it your main account, because I'm not going to work 3 times as hard in a brand new account to show you that it works for you to then have confidence enough to fire your current ad agency, if that makes sense. I know that's not about probably more information that you needed to know, but I just wanted to let you know how much of a deal this makes. It's non-profitable for our agency to guarantee results for a client, or not profitable enough at least, to let somebody with a brand new ad account expect 50% more results from their current ads than they have now, but having to get that in a new account because of the time it takes to build up a history with that ad account. So there's something that there's no official term named account quality score, but there's keyword quality score, which everybody knows what that is. There's an account quality score. Google scores your account based upon your advertising history, how well of good of advertiser you are, how good you are at serving Google's users, okay? And that will dictate how quickly your ad gets shown in the spots you want to advertise in, and more importantly, whether your ad gets shown to people that are the most qualified, best prospects in your market. Because with smart bidding, Google, with an ad that's been running for a long time and an ad account that's been running for a long time, they pretty much know how to get advertiser A that's been advertising with them for 3 years straight, how to get a return on that account. New guy comes in, they've got to give that old existing guy part of the new guy, part of the existing guy's traffic and leads to get this guy a chance at trying to see if he can do better than the existing guy. And you only get a small trickle. So what they load you up with is a bunch of shit traffic. They normally don't give the existing guy, because if they gave it to the existing guy, he wouldn't get the cost per leader ROI that he needs, that he set up as a minimum target for his account. And then we get pissed off and potentially leave. They don't want to lose their proven advertisers, because that creates stability in their system for their users and what their users see. So they give you mostly shit traffic at the beginning, right? Because this is why essentially when you start out, if it's a new campaign or a new account, why you're basically not going to get performance right away than if you had an already aged account. If you have new campaigns, you're still always going to have your new campaigns are still not going to get the same quality traffic the existing advertisers that have been advertising a long time with their campaigns is going to get. But when you add to that new campaigns and a new account, you're compounding the issue. Now that Google doesn't really know anything about you, 90% of people that try Google ads for the first time are in, they're out, because they expect it's like a yellow page listing. You're going to set up an ad in 15 minutes, you're going to get rich, and if your bank account doesn't explode, it doesn't work, and Google's a scam, and they know that you're probably going to be like that too starting out, so they're not going to be so stupid and give you all the good quality customers right off the bat. They're going to give you a small trickle to try to test you out, because they still want to see people that can beat their existing ads that are running, but they don't want to disrupt their current system of what normally people see on Google for a certain keyword or a certain market or whatever. So just know going in with a brand new account, you are going to have to really earn your place and really earn Google giving you the best quality traffic before you actually get it. So ad account age is important, as is ad age, campaign age, keyword age, and even landing page age. So along with account age as to what kind of results you could expect from your ads. The more Google's ad algorithm knows about what you're running, the better results you can get, assuming that you have a good quality setup that's going to help users find what they want better than the competition or most of the competition. Because of what I just explained about most people not doing a good job helping their users and not giving you the benefit of the doubt of sending you good quality traffic at the beginning, because they're giving it mainly to their people that they do know do a good job with the traffic itself. So if your ad's new, your campaign's new, your keywords are all new, your landing page is new, and your account's new, you're going to be really struggling at the beginning. But if you stick with it long enough and invest a certain amount of money that you don't care you get a return, but you're investing in the future, you'll eventually get enough traction if you have a good setup to get a return. But you can't get around that initial shit results that you're going to get at the beginning. There's just no way around it per se, for the most part. Again, there's some ways to speed up the process, but just know the more new each one of those individual things are, the crappier results you're going to expect with your stuff. So your goal is to make as few changes as possible in your ad account, so the algorithm always is working with stuff they know more about in general. So instead of just doing a half-assed job at the beginning and then making changes, set everything up right at the beginning, so at least that when you advertise for 3 months already, Google's already pretty well got a good idea of what you got, versus, oh, I need to do more work. Oh, that isn't going to work. I should try a little bit harder. Oh, that's not going to work. I should try a little bit harder. And then you keep resetting the clock on this stuff. So anyway, if you start out with a new campaign and a new account, you're compounding the time it takes for your ads to start working, versus if you had an existing account that's had a good history with Google and serving their users well, and having the new campaigns inside there. So just, so you know what's going on with this stuff. With a new account, okay, brand new account, it could easily take 3 to 12 months to see a reasonable profit from your ad spend. I've seen this time and time again. People get pissy with me when I explain this to them. I don't tell people what they want to hear at my agency when they come and reach out to me. Why? Mainly because I'd go broke. I have to guarantee results. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. Somebody who wants your money will tell you anything you want to hear. Oh, well, it'll work instantly. Oh, you'll make millions instantly. Okay, well, hire them. Their business model is predicated on you not realizing it doesn't work for 6 months, and then taking your money to find another fool. So with this, and this is 3 to 12 months, going back to what I was explaining before, assuming you have static ad spend, meaning you're not spending more. It's the same ad spend that the algorithm has to learn how to learn how to find customers for you for, and everything else stays the same. You're not just switching the landing page you're taking people to. You're not switching the keywords, and you're not switching the ads up. So this is a long time to see your ads working, even when the main stuff that you're advertising isn't even changing. If you add a bunch of regular changes, like I said before, you can double, triple, quadruple this time before it actually works. So I know this sounds insane, but if it worked right away, like it did 10 years ago, when there was way less competition, everybody would freaking do it. Everybody knows what Google Ads is today. Do you really think the people that are not using Google Ads in your space aren't doing it because they don't know what it is, or they don't have the money for it? Almost everybody tries. Only 10% win. The 10% that actually go in with a proper approach and they don't expect things to work instantly, or they're not going to do it. And on the flip side, if it was easy to get results on, once you do have results, you'd have new guys nipping at your heels constantly. You don't want it to be easy, so that when it is working, it stays working. So anyway, the amount of time though that it takes for it to start working with the brand new account kind of does vary by market. For B2B services, you're talking about 6 to 12 months with a good campaign, good setup. B2B product sales, 6 to 12 months. If you're doing e-commerce, when I say e-commerce, I'm talking about like your business to consumer, not selling to businesses. The time it takes is even longer a lot of times, 6 to 18 months. Why? Because there's more variables. When you're selling 15,000 items, or even 15 items that are different, the algorithm's got more to learn. Whereas if you're selling one thing, the algorithm can learn quicker. That's why it takes longer in a lot of cases. If you're selling if you're selling services to end consumers, like home services and stuff like that, 6 to 12 months. So as you can see here, the general theme here is it's probably going to take 6 months to see a decent return from your Google ads, because of the account age and how Google totally has a bias towards aged accounts, so to say. But like I said, this doesn't have to be a roadblock. Just don't invest more than you can afford to lose. If you're doing $1 million a year in sales, you want to get to the next level, invest 1% of your company's revenue into getting Google Ads working, knowing it's going to take a year, but you're going to spend that ad spend as a way that after the year, now it's going to work for the next 10 years after that. And you're going to make 100 times your return on investment on that initial year's worth of ad spend. That's how you have to look at this. But the actual time it takes, more than anything, is going to depend on the level of competitiveness in your market. These time frames are assuming that you're in a competitive market. If you're in an uncompetitive market, that time can be, where you have a decent return already, can be 1 to 3 months, okay? But, you got to be basically like the only one, or if there is other people in your space, you're clearly, by looking at what you have, 10 times better than what the competition has. Then you legitimately could see a good return in 1 or 2 months. Most of you guys though, it's going to take more than 1 or 2 months to get a decent return. This doesn't mean you're not going to get any sales in 1 to 2 months or before the 6 months has passed. It just means a good return. If you're looking for, like most people would want, at least a 5-to-1 return on their ad spend on the front end, without assuming repeat purchases, or a 10-to-1 return, meaning like $10 in sales from $1 of ad spend. That kind of return takes time to build up. And what you ultimately have is, in the 6 months, you're going to see a return that it gradually gets better the longer you're running your ads. First month, you might only have a 0.5 ROI, where you're getting $0.5 in sales revenue for every dollar spent on ads. Then the next month, you have $1 for every dollar spent on ads. Then you make $2 in sales for every dollar in ads. And so that's why, and basically by month 9, now you've got, your $7 in sales for every dollar in ad spend. So you see how this basically works. What you're looking for, I'm not a fan of throwing money away just for the sake of it. More than anything else, you're looking for the results to improve month over month on a monthly time scale. Not weekly or daily, but this month's results, were they better than previous month's results? If so, even if it's 10, 20%, you compound that 10, 20% out for another 12 months, see what happens. That's because where people get screwed up is they expect it to work right away, and because that 10 or 20% improvement doesn't mean jack shit to them, because they're not getting the 8-to-1 return they want. But in a competitive market, this is what it takes to get in. You have to pay your way in, and it's not just pay to have your ads show up, it means pay to have the ads work. Part of this, by the way, the reason why the return takes so long to get is because the cost per click you're going to pay is way higher in the beginning as well, particularly with the new account that we're talking about here. If you go to the Google keyword tool and you type in your keywords, it has the estimated top of page bid, high, and then also low. The high is usually 4 to 5 times higher than the low. If you've set up your ads right, with your right landing pages, right ads, you're going to be paying the low end of the range after you've had, at least 1,000 clicks on each individual keyword. Well, that could take, depending on your market, that could take 2-3 years to build up. So, and obviously paying $1 a click or 20 cents a click, that's the difference between making a 5-to-1 return or a 1-to-1 return. So that's why you cannot expect things to work right away. So if you're going to be the part of the 10% that makes this work, you got to go in with this mindset. Just don't invest more than you can afford to lose. Stick with it till it works. Okay? And then the other big mistake that people make, by the way, is they don't set up the tracking from day one, because they just think, oh, I'll set it up. They're so excited about it working that they don't set up their tracking before they begin. Then they get 3 months in and say, oh, I don't know if this works or not. At least if you set up your damn tracking before you started, 3 months in, you can see what worked and what didn't work. Take out the parts that didn't work and have something that could possibly work, instead of saying, oh, it doesn't work, I give up. And then throw away potential millions in sales long term from Google Ads because you were not thinking about things correctly. Because you could drill down by age, by gender, by time of the day of the week, state, city, on and on and on and on and on. You can't tell me that in your market, even if you were to get a 50% ROI, that you couldn't get it up to an 800% ROI if you just had the data on what part of the account the sales came from. Set up your tracking the right way, and you'll be able to do that. Even if you don't get the return you want, You'll be able to get it with some narrowing down. And so therefore, with the tracking, and you think about things this way, it's not a matter of if it will work, it's a matter of when it will work. When will you have accumulated enough data to tell you what works in your market first based upon what you're doing, so that you can get to the 20% that actually gets the good return you're looking for? That's how you should be thinking about things. So aged ad accounts make a big difference. If your friend is doing Google Ads and you started up an account and you're not getting the return that he's getting and you're wondering why, this is a big part of it. You've got to earn your keep with Google Ads. The algorithm favors that stuff that they know already works and know how it performs. You got to break in by just brute force, spending, being willing to lose money at the beginning to build up data and to build up not just data for you to optimize, but the data for the algorithm to optimize your ads, and figure out that your ad should get the best, shown to the best customers over the existing people who get that traffic, and work your way into it, and then having the right setup so that once you eventually do spend enough money, that Google pushes the existing guy out that's making money with the best traffic, so you start getting it. With that said, I'll wrap it up with that though. Hopefully that made a lot of sense. If you have any questions about anything I shared, leave me a comment below. I get back to every single person who leaves me a comment on this channel, usually within a couple days' time. If you have any other ad-related question, feel free to ask. I'd love to get back to everybody who watches my channel, regardless of what the PPC questions might be about. If you like this video, you should consider subscribing to this channel, as I have a ton of other content on this channel that'll help you make millions of dollars with your ads. I can confidently say that because I manage dozens of ad accounts on an ongoing basis and just do the strategy. I have a team of people that helps me manage, but I do just strategy on ad accounts. So therefore, you're getting information straight up from the source on what works and what doesn't work out there today. Not just with Google Ads, but Facebook, all the rest of it as well. And most of this information is coming from people that are YouTubers. They're not ad agency owners that just do strategy all day long. So you're getting information straight from the source. Therefore, you should subscribe. And I also have a blog at guaranteeppc.com/blog, where you can find written material from myself. So if you like the channel, you'll like the blog, as well as on my column at entrepreneur.com. You can follow my work there as well in written form. If you are looking for the best ad manager that can get you results in a guaranteed way, as I've talked about earlier in my video, contact me at my firm at guaranteeppc.com. I'll be happy to give you a free look at what you're doing and estimate how much results, more in addition to what you have or in general, you can get. And with that, I'll tell you how much I can guarantee in terms of results up front before there's payment. The only catch is we don't work with just any client. If you have something that looks good though, it just needs great marketing now, I'd love to be able to see if we can work together, and I'll get you that assessment right away. So guaranteeppc.com if you want to get that assessment for myself. If you are not looking for an ad manager or agency to work with, but you want to be able to shortcut your results for your company and your market, reach out to us and see if we've gotten results in your market before. If we have gotten results in your market before, because we've worked with a client in your market for years already, you can copy and paste the ad templates we have for your market and shortcut all the work that it takes to get the results we did that it took years to build up in your particular market. We sell those results for a one-time fee where you can literally copy and paste what we have in that market that works. Of course, like I said earlier, it takes time for that to work if you have a brand new account, but at least you're cutting out the work it takes to find out what works. And we could tell you what results you can get with it before you would buy it, of course. And so with that said, it would literally be cheaper to buy our templates than it would be to figure out what works in your market yourself. So anyway, if you're interested in that, you could reach out to my agency as well, and we'll tell you what results we got in your market. That said, I'll wrap it up with that. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you on the next video where we have another great strategy for you then. See you later.